What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. Yeah, so that game happened. Just about, what do I want to say here? I can only think of one thing that went right tonight. Like, it was just a bad night in Orlando. Yeah, not a good night. Magic lose 124-109 to the Philadelphia 76ers and the referees. I say that in somewhat joking. I don't think the refs were the reason you lost this game, but they certainly didn't help. One of the, and before okay. When you play the Philadelphia 76ers, at least this is what I did today, I had to mentally prepare myself for what I was about to witness. Because when you're playing Embiid, he's going to get a lot of calls. Part of that is he is, as the phrase goes, a foul merchant, right? He goes out there and creates a lot of fouls. I was totally prepared for that. I was like, you know what? That's what he does. It's cool. We've got some bodies we'll throw at him. No worries. But the refs tonight took it to a different level where they were calling fouls that Joel Embiid wasn't even trying to manufacture. Like, some crazy calls. Crazy calls. Like, one team was allowed to be somewhat physical, and the other team could not breathe on anyone in a 76ers jersey. Awful night of officiating. Not the reason you lost. We're going to talk about those reasons in a second. But the refereeing was shocking. It wasn't even bad. Like, there's such thing as bad refereeing where refs can go out there and make bad calls, mistakes. That's one thing. This was like criminal, egregious refereeing. Like, awful, terrible. Also, the Orlando Magic were criminal and egregious in some things tonight. From the coaching staff to some of the players, and we're going to talk about that today. Welcome to Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. Rock'em is the world's largest sock store. They're located in Orlando as well. Their headquarters is, at least. But you can shop at rock'em.com for all kinds of socks and underwear of your favorite sports teams, like the Orlando Magic, and as well as non-sports things like Disney, Marvel, Harry Potter, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, different video games like Kingdom Hearts, and all kinds of crazy stuff that they have on their website. They have, if there's something you like, go to rock'em.com. They might have it. And even if they don't have it, they have custom socks. So you can get socks with pictures of your pets on them or whatever you want. But whenever you shop at Rock'em, just be sure you use the code MAGIC20 because that'll get you 20% off your order at rock'em.com. And it supports the Six-Man Show as well. So big shout out to Rock'em for sponsoring this show all season long. Chat. What's up, chat? First off, we have a super chat from Ty, Mr. TV. Thanks again, Ty. As always, he says, hit the like button. Well, at least it's Friday. TGIF. So maybe there's two things going right today. One was Wendell Carter Jr. Number two is Friday. That's about it. Yikes. Daniel says, game hasn't ended, but definitely the worst officiated game I've seen in my life. It was bad. Like, really bad. Here's the thing, guys. I'm glad Jeff Turner mentioned this because I said the same thing. When there was that awful sequence where I think it was Paolo should have been fouled at the rim. The ball is loose. I don't remember who recovers it for Philly. But Chuma Okeke, like, kind of, I don't know how to describe it. You know the play I'm talking about, where the guy loses the ball and Chuma gets called for the foul. And Jamal Mosley absolutely lays into the referees. Multiple F-bombs. If you give an F-bomb once, that's a tech. Like, guaranteed. If you're directing an F-bomb at an official, they're going to tee you up every time. He threw multiple at them, and they did not tee him up. Why is that? Because they know they screwed that up. It's the only explanation for that. They know they messed it up, so they let him go for it. Terrible. Adori says our defense was trash tonight. Coach got to figure out this rotation ASAP. Our defense was, yeah. Here's the thing. You're playing Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. It's hard to have a good defense against those guys. But you're right. It was bad offensive rebounding, or I should say defensive rebounding, because he gave up offensive rebounds. It was bad. Turnovers was bad. And yeah, Mosley. I'm going to talk about Mosley in a second. I love Jamal Mosley. But man, there's some things got to figure out. I'm Jovi says, I love the one hometown ref effing us over so bad. Smiley face, yeah. Blaze says, this team has a lot of work to do. It's very true. Metro Boomin says, welp, yeah. Luis Rosario says, this game is the sole reason the front office has to make some moves. Between Boston and Philadelphia, we are light years behind on talent. I agree we need to make a move. I also don't think now is the time to be comparing ourselves to Boston and Philadelphia. Like, I've said this several times this season, but we are 5 years away from those teams, like being those teams. There's no move that we can make this year that will make us compete with those teams. And I don't mean compete on a night-to-night basis, but I mean being a actual contending team like those teams are. We are light years behind, and a deal this year isn't going to make us be competitive with those guys. But we need to make a deal that makes us competitive with the rest of the league, because right now we're just not. Right now we're not. And injuries are we're almost to the point where injuries are not an excuse anymore. So we got to get figured out. Noel Ramirez, with a 4-letter word that I can't repeat but agree with. Steven says, rough game to endure, only positives were no further injuries. Dell, Bald, and Jet minutes. Yeah. Jet Howard played today for the first time in weeks. Wendell Carter was sensational. Chris says, gloom, despair, and agony on me. Same stuff, different game. Can the trade deadline just get here already? I feel you on that. Brian G says, Houston needs a break. I think the starting lineup has to go, and I think it will. I was texting Jonathan and Luke in that fourth quarter when the game was almost essentially over, when it was in that 15 to 21 point range. There were, I want to say it was like at least 3 minutes where he ran the lineup of Wendell, Paolo. Who was the three? I don't remember. It was AB, Jalen, Wendell, and Paolo. Maybe it was Joe Ingles. It was Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles came back in. And it made me wonder, is Jamal Mosley testing this lineup, not including Joe Ingles, but the other four? Is he getting Wendell and Paolo and Jalen and Anthony Black on the floor for a decent stretch to prepare them to play together as the new starting unit? I hope so. Anthony Black has to play. He has to play. I know I just got done talking on Wednesday's episode about why I think he's not playing, and I think it is trade related. But we're running out of time. Thanks Praises says, praying Mose risks a post-game fine tonight. Yeah. If any of you guys are watching the post-game, like the actual post-game press conference right now, please let me know what he says, because I'm very curious. D. Randall says, team sucked, refs sucked, coaches' rotation sucked even more. Yeah, it's a mess. Thanks Praises also said, Embiid is absolutely abysmal to watch. Painful. Sorry, painful, yes, but he also does some things that are incredible. That's an incredible athlete. So yes, he is painful to watch, like awful. The free throw merchant stuff is terrible. The flopping, the whining, the everything is awful. Awful basketball. Awful for basketball. Terrible for the sport. But he's also very talented. Very talented. Noel says, man, when is Franz coming back? I don't trust anything this organization says when they say he's close. That usually means another 4 months, yeah. I'm surprised he's still out. I did not expect him to be out 2 weeks. Very surprised. I thought he was coming back tonight. So, man, we need him back. Big time. Luis Rosario says, the Paolo no foul. Oh, this is what I was just talking about. At the 8-minute mark of the third quarter was not only ridiculous, but a complete embarrassment to the whole league, to the league as a whole. Yeah. Yeah, it was a mess. Whew. Matthew Keston says, the more I look at this team's offense, we can most definitely lose to the Pistons. I don't think you're wrong. That's what's scary. I don't think you're wrong. Crazy. Michael Lynch says, boo. That was tough. Don't know what to say, but hit that like button. Go Magic. Yeah, please hit that like button. Would definitely appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in, Michael. Oh, man. Pelicans Palace says the roster needs to be consolidated. It's blatantly obvious. Started 16-7. We're 6-13 since. We need a point guard in a bad way. Markel and Cole tonight. I don't even know what to say. I truly don't have words. Just yeah, I can't go there right now. I can't. I need to take a breath before I do that. Well, that's fun. Didn't even know I could do that on here. Interesting. Okay. Noel says, man, I just see the season slipping away. I understand the panic. I don't think we're there yet. We got to get Franz back and see how that goes, but I don't think we're too far away from it slipping away. Brandon says, horrible, atrocious officiating. Daniel says, horrible refs. Ascension says, AB really needs more minutes to develop too. Definitely true. Chris says, on the bright side, we remembered that Mo and AB are actually on the team. I know, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Brandon says, learn how to draw fouls, Magic players. Yes and no. We definitely could be stronger at that, but also tonight, we should have had several more calls. Pelicans Palace says, we got cooked. Don't blame the refs. Again, I said the refs are not the reason we lost, but they certainly did not help. Certainly did not help. Matthew says, I'm so tired of seeing these lazy shooting games. How can you be this bad on offense? I do agree that the refs were obsessed with Joel Embiid, which is ridiculous. Lazy all around, I think, offensively. Like some of the passes tonight, maybe lazy is not the right word on some of the passes. They were just foolish. Maybe is the word. Foolish passes. The turnovers were just awful in the first three quarters. Awful. Well, really the first half. I think we had 12 in the first half. We ended up with 16. I mean, okay, only 4 turnovers in the second half. That's great for this team. But 12 in the first half, it was just painful. Painful. Yeah, Brandon. Cole Anthony turnover factory. Yep. And Daniel says, I'm kind of tired of the Cole Anthony experience. This is what's so hard, because Cole Anthony was phenomenal to start the season. Like in 6 Man of the Year, conversations, like so good. And Magic fans were gassing him up. Like he was incredible. But he has absolutely fallen apart. Absolutely fallen apart. Oh, man. I'm going to scroll ahead a little bit here. Janine says, well, that was rough. We need Franz and a real starting rotation, please. Yes, I agree. Thanks, Braza says, when David Steele comments on poor officiating, it's disastrous. Oh, I missed a super chat. Kaiser Soza says, all these guys are only being played to raise their stock for a trade. Yes, I kind of talked about that on Wednesday. It feels like that. That, to me, has to be the only explanation why Anthony Black is not playing. That's what it feels like. I love Markelle Fultz. I love Markelle Fultz. But, oh gosh, I need to see something here. I just got sent something. Okay. I love Markelle Fultz. And if by some stroke of magic he's watching this, or someone from his family is, or his circle of friends, who knows? I love Markelle Fultz. I love Markelle Fultz. It would pain me if we trade the guy. However, he's not a fit with Paolo. He's just not. He's just not. I don't believe, at least. And so I think there's a chance that he's being played right now to showcase and gets dealt. I think that's a total possibility. It is the only explanation that I can come up with, logical explanation why Anthony Black is not playing. It's the only one I can come up with. Because Anthony Black has absolutely earned minutes. And, I mean, tonight was proof of that. Anthony Black was great tonight. Only got to play 12 minutes. But he outscored Markelle Fultz in the first 2 minutes that he was on the floor. And scoring is not everything. I know Markelle does more than scoring. But our offense is in shambles right now. And when he and Paolo are on the floor together, it's a mess. Because Paolo needs to be surrounded with guys that can at least take a mid-range jumper. At least. And right now, Markelle won't take any jumper. I love Markelle Fultz. It's the only explanation, though. Oh, this is exhausting, guys. I don't mean this show. I mean just this whole Magic fan experience. It's just exhausting. I love this team more than anything, as you guys know. I love this team. But this is so exhausting. Like, come on. Come on, man. Whew. Brandon says, Fultz won't shoot. Get him off the court. That's exactly what we're talking about there. Beats by Loso says, Cole Anthony, 22 minutes and 3 points. Houston, 15 minutes, 0 points. Your backcourt is a mess right now. Absolute mess. Matthew also says, Caleb and Cole are MIA. Janine Richmond says, I was at the game and the foul calls were atrocious, but to be fair, we were turning the ball over too much. And don't get me started on Chuma. He just looked confused at times. Yeah, the turnovers were a major problem. Major problem, especially in that first half. Oh, Eagle says, I'm not there, but it feels like a collapse is knocking on our doorsteps. Today shows me that they are not close. Making a deal now for who? Mose has to step it up or he'll be a goner. No excuses. I think we're a long way from Mosley getting fired. Especially because I still don't feel like everything he's doing is his decision. If that makes sense. I think in some ways he's being told what to do. That's just a theory. I have nothing to go by on that. Just a theory. Janine, this is a great reminder. It says, on a brighter note, don't forget to submit your All-Star votes. Yes. Thank you, Janine. Please, right now, stop whatever you're doing. If you have not submitted your All-Star votes today for Paolo and Franz and whatever Magic players you want to vote for, today's the last day of 3-for-1 voting. I believe voting closes Tuesday or Thursday, something like that, next week. Maybe it's Tuesday, and then they announce it Thursday. That's what it is. I don't remember when it closes. Whatever. They announce it on Thursday. So get your votes in now, okay? It closes very soon. Today's the last 3-for-1 day, so definitely do that. All right, I got to skip ahead here. We are already at almost 20 minutes. Oh, you guys. Let's see. A Soul Train says, with Paolo and Franz, they need a PG that can shoot consistently. That's it. That's how I feel. Oh, man. Do you believe in, says subject change, producer Kevin, thoughts, call up, mistake or overdue? I'm not following. Thoughts, call up, mistake or overdue. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to there. Send me another message. Do you believe in? Because I'm curious what you're trying to say there. Ascension says, random thought, but Houston just chucks it up every time he gets it. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's been told to do. He's been given the most greenest light ever. If you get the ball, catch and shoot. They really believe in him. And I believe in him too. He's not playing well right now, but I still believe in him. I think he's got what it takes. But, yeah, he's got to make him, though. Got to make him. David, this is it right here, man. He says, everyone is so doom and gloom about this team full of 21-year-olds. We aren't winning a championship this year. Fire the coach and trade everyone. Yeah, that's where I am, guys. Like, I've said it before on the show many times, this team is not ready to compete. So we need to have a decent level of expectation. Gift and a curse that the team started so well. Maybe we've come back down to earth a little bit, and maybe somewhere in the middle is actually how good this team is this year. Do you believe in, you're talking about Jet, you're asking if the call-up was a mistake. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I'm totally down for Jet getting minutes, especially in games like this where the game's technically over. Wish it was a blowout the other way, but whatever. A lot of people talking about trading for DeJounte Murray. I still can't stand the guy. I cannot stand him. He's talented, but I can't stand him, so I don't know. Oh, man, guys. I'm just... being a fan of this team is exhausting. So it's just the ultimate roller coaster. That's why I love sports. I love sports because It's just the ultimate roller coaster, but no one. It's like the best drama in the world because no one knows how the script ends except tonight. Obviously, the refs have the script, but on normal nights, no one knows how the script is going to end in sports, and you don't get that anywhere else. But man, right now we are in a very tragic scene of this script. So it is what it is. All right, guys, let's look at some box score numbers. And by the way, I will say, this is a family-friendly show. But this box score that we're about to show you, you might want to hide your kids, hide your wife. Because this is obscene, some of these numbers we're going to look at. So I've warned you. Here's the box score. All right. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, guys. Let's do it. Caleb Houston did not score, missed all 3 of his shots, got 2 rebounds, 1 turnover in 15 minutes. 0 contribution from Caleb tonight. Paolo, very quiet night. 14 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, 5 of 12 from the field, hit all 4 of his free throws, 3 turnovers. Goga, very quiet as well. Got absolutely cooked by Joel Embiid tonight. He ends up with 2 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, and a turnover. Chuma Okeke, shot the ball well. 8 points, 3 of 4 from the field, made his only 3. 1 of 2 from the free throw line, had a rebound, and a turnover. In 20 minutes, by the way. Jalen Suggs, I thought was pretty good. I wish he had taken more shots, honestly. He was very scared at the rim with Joel Embiid. But ends up with 16 points on 5 of 13 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3. Hit all 4 of his free throws, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal, a block, only 1 turnover. 1 turnover as the primary ball handler in 24 minutes of play. That's good. You'll take that. The player of the game, Wendell Carter Jr., 25 points, 11 boards, 9 of 13 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Great night for Wendell. Did have 3 turnovers. You don't want 3 turnovers from your big man. Not great. Including 1 awful pass. Terrible. When he was trying to find, I believe it was Markelle cutting on the baseline. He's standing 26 feet away from the basket, tries to rifle a pass in and is nowhere near him. Not great. Then we arrive at Cole. Cole was horrible. Terrible. 3 points. 0 of 5 from the field. 0 of 1 from 3-point line. The only reason he scored tonight was because Joel Embiid bailed us out. And in what was one of the worst offensive possessions you will ever see in the NBA, where you have not 1 but 2 guys in the corner, in the same corner. And I don't remember who gave it. Who was it? Someone passed it to that corner. And then Joel Embiid bailed us out. Anyway, those are the only points Cole scored tonight. A rebound, 3 assists. No, I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. Well, a rebound, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 4 turnovers for Cole Anthony. 4 turnovers for Cole Anthony in 20 minutes. Not great from Cole. Not great. The turnovers, I feel like, have gotten worse and worse as the season's going on for Cole. And it's so hard because Cole was so good to start the season. So good. But man, we need him to snap back into it. Joe Ingles, great night tonight for him. 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 3 for 3 from 3. A rebound, 3 assists, no turnovers. You'll take it. I wish he was able to handle the ball more, run more pick and roll. I don't think he got the ball enough. Tweaked his ankle at some point, but ended up coming back in this game. So good to see him come back. Markelle, he existed tonight. 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field. Hit his free throw. 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 turnover. It's just not enough. Like, Markelle wasn't bad tonight. He didn't go, I thought Cole was bad. Cole was a major negative tonight. Missed shots, turned the ball over, major negative. I wouldn't consider Markelle Fultz a major negative in how he played, but just what he offers or maybe doesn't offer, that's the negative right now. At least Markelle down the stretch of last season and the beginning of this season was taking shots, mid-range jumpers, threes even. He's not even trying now. His shoulder, has to be, yeah, whatever. It's hard to watch. J.I. J.I. only plays 12 minutes tonight, which is tragic. They've got to get him back to 16 plus minutes. Have to. Mixed bag for him tonight, I thought. Ends up with 7 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. 3 rebounds, an assist, a block. The mixed bag is because he got beat on some rebounds that he shouldn't have got beat on. Offensive rebounds mainly for Philly. He also had 2 of the worst jumpers of the season. Hits the top of the backboard on one and the side of the backboard on another. You hate to see that, but he ends up making one of his threes, so I don't know. I just didn't feel like J.I. was ever fully in this game. Like, I don't know if his stretches were too short or what, but like, I don't know. He didn't really get to make his impact on the game like he typically does. Then after that, we went deep tonight. 15 guys played, is that right? Yep, that's 15. Mo Wagner came in for a little bit at the end of the, what was it? Into the first half or third quarter, I can't remember. And then played garbage time. Anthony Black, we've already talked about him. I thought he was just terrific. 7 points for him, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Did he turn the ball over? Let's see here. No turnovers, 12 minutes. He's got to play. He has to play. Oh, man. Getting fired up. Kevon Harris plays for the first time this season, I believe. This was his first time playing. After injury in the beginning of the season and then G League stuff, as well as Trevelyan Queen. And Jet Howard plays. Many Magic fans have been dying to see Jet Howard. He gets on the floor today in garbage time as well. Goes 2 of 3 from the field. Like I said, guys, painful. Look at this monster up here. Like, this is just gross. Embiid, Maxey combined for 68 points. Over half of Philadelphia's points. They just bossed you around. The rest of the team, I mean, you hold Tobias Harris to 3 of 10 from the field. Yeah, I mean, Marcus Morris goes 5 of 10, I guess, is the other bright spot, but everyone else is not great. I mean, Kelly Oubre Jr., I guess, did well, 3 of 4. All that to say, that's a 2-man show over there right now. It's kind of crazy. All right, the Magic won the first quarter, and that's it. That second and third quarter was obviously where the game, you score 16 points in the third quarter. Good luck winning a basketball game scoring 16 points. Points in the paint, Philly beats you there. Obviously had the biggest lead, 22 bench points. I mean, you crushed Philly 69-26, but that's no surprise considering our bench versus their bench. Their bench is terrible. Ours is good. Turnovers. Wait, is that right? They had 7 turnovers? What? I thought they had 8. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's a big difference right there. 21 points off of turnovers there. That could have been worse. I mean, 21 points off 16 turnovers. That's not the best. You end up capitalizing on, mathematically speaking, every turnover. 14 points on 7 turnovers. That's terrific. Turnover efficiency, for lack of turnover scoring efficiency, I guess you call it. But yeah, not great. Magic shot the ball really well in the first half. Second half kind of fell apart. End up shooting 47% from the field, 10 of 23 from 3. So you shoot the 3 ball really well. But outside of that, not great. Magic, look at this. You missed 2 free throws. Both teams missed 2 free throws tonight. 92% the line for the Magic. Hate to see that squandered. Offensive rebounds, Philadelphia just destroyed you. 15 offensive rebounds. Obviously, the Magic did well too, 11, but those 15 offensive rebounds were killer for this team. Bunch of steals for the Sixers, no surprise because of those turnovers. 16-8. Okay. ESPN says the Sixers had 8, which is what I thought they had as well. 16-8. We already looked at points in the paint and all that good stuff. Yikes. Yeah. Gross. All right, chat, before we look at some other stuff, let's see here. Ascension says, who do you guys think would be the best fit for a trade? Buddy Hield, Tyus Jones. I would vote Tyus Jones for me. I think Buddy Hield's too old for what this team's trying to do. Chris, this is a good point. He says Franz will not always shoot 28%. AB will get better with experience. Wendell Carter Jr. is already rounding back into shape. We disagree, and that's fine. It's a good point about Franz. Because even when Franz comes back, Franz in the beginning of this year was not the efficient Franz that we've known for 2 seasons. When Franz comes back, if he can be more efficient, like closer to his normal efficiency, this team is going to be in really good shape. Really good shape. Thanks, Praises says, I respect Moses' professionalism and his coaching methods. Wish he would have pulled a Mike Brown or Darko, but I respect the decorum. Yeah. Let's see here. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Yeah. MK3504 says we got to get Tyus. I hope so, man. Sean says 6-man show pickup game for charity/charity tournament at Esporta Fitness. 4 teams, 35 guys. We could raise a couple thousand. My handles are suspect, but I can shoot lights out. We've talked about doing a pickup game. Maybe someday. JSCO says the bench was cooking in the second quarter. You're not wrong. The second unit in the second quarter was great, which they've been pretty much all season long, but could not sustain it. Oh, man. I'm sick of it, guys. Let's look at some of the other scores around the league, because I'm really curious. Wow. Oh, what? The Nuggets beat the Celtics? Whoa, this just happened. The Celtics were up in the fourth quarter. Wow, so the Celtics have lost at home for the first time this season. How about that? 35 for Jamal Murray, 34 for Jokic, 12 and 10. I want to see the play-by-play here because, like I said, they had a lead. Let's see. Okay, so right there, they had a lead with 3:51 to go. Interesting. That's crazy. Wow, okay. So, Celtics lose at home for the first time this season. How about that? Hornets beat the Spurs. Wow. Another interesting game. Heat currently lead the Hawks. Gross. And the Suns are destroying the Pelicans. I want to see what Devin Booker's got 52. He had 25 points in the first quarter of that game. He's got 52. And he won't play again the rest of the way. I'm sure. They're blowing him out. 18-28 from the field. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. But yeah, some crazy stuff happening in the NBA tonight. What does this mean for the standings? Well, guys, it's not good. Magic are now 2.5 games back of Indy and only 2.5 games up on Chicago. Yikes. Not great. They're 3 games back in New York, 3.5 games back of Cleveland, and now 6 games back of Philly. Whatever hopes any of you had that we would catch up to Philly in the 3 seed, I think you can wave those goodbye. 6-game deficit, that's not going to happen, especially when you have 4 teams between you and them. So I still think the 4 seed is the goal. It feels not impossible, but pretty close to it, because I think Indiana is going to be better. I think New York has gotten better. Cleveland is the hottest team in the East right now. So, I don't know. But you got to win Sunday. That's for dang sure. So let's talk about that. Sunday, Magic host the Miami Heat again for the final time this season until the playoffs, maybe. There's just no other way to slice it. You got to win that game. You have to find a way to win that game. Not just for the standings, but for the head-to-head. You know, you're 0-2 against the Heat. Got to find a way to go 2-2, because it looks like, I should put it this way, it will not surprise me if the Magic seeding comes down to a tiebreaker. Whether it's with Miami, maybe it's a 3-way tie. So you got to win these games against these teams. So Miami on Sunday, Cleveland on Monday, big back-to-back, home back-to-back for this team, which I believe is either the first or second time this season. I think it's the second time this season, a home back-to-back for this team. So got to find a way to win the Miami game because the second night of back-to-back Cleveland is tough. Cleveland's, like I said, the hottest team in the East right now. Second night of back-to-back. But you got to find a way. Got to find a way on Sunday. Just want to remind everybody about Rock'em, the world's largest sock store. They make socks, underwear for some of your favorite sports teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have a big game on Sunday. By the time I see you guys on Sunday, that game will be done. So hopefully I'm getting to celebrate a Bucs win and a Magic win on Sunday. That would be thrilling. I'm not holding my breath about the game in Detroit, though, that's for sure. We'll see. Noel says, imagine after all this we end up in the 10th spot. No, that won't happen. Surely not. Surely. Thanks, Brazen says, I firmly believe Franz's return and a potential trade could save the season standings. I'm right there with you. I would say the Magic have a better chance of ending up 4th than 10th. That's how I feel right now. I feel like we are still very close to being good again. I do not feel we are as bad as those teams that are in 9 and 10. Maybe 10. I think the Bulls on paper are a very good team. I don't think we'll end up being the 10th seed. But you never know. That's why they play the game. So, all right, folks. That's going to do it for us. Let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Nights like this are always tough, right? I'm grouchy and grumpy, but at least we get to hang out together. Hey, later tonight, the 6th fan show will go up tonight. Ben, our guy Ben, been outside Amway all night. I'm sure the fans' reactions to the refs are going to be crazy. So tune into that. Well, I'll be back here on Sunday for the game against Miami. But until then, have a great weekend, and let's go Magic.